Welcome back to the channel. Today, I'm going to talk about the entry list of the IMSA Sportscar Weekend, which will be the 8th IMSA round in 2024 and will be held on the Road America circuit. There will be 47 cars competing, and finally we will see all the 4 classes again in an IMSA round. For this race, every team at GTP, LMP2, GTD Pro and GTD classes must have 2 drivers because this is a sprint round with 2 hours and 40 minutes length. So who are all the drivers competing at the IMSA Sportscar Weekend at Road America? So let's discover them now. Number 1, GTD. There will be 15 cars confirmed for the Road America round. So let's discover the drivers now. The first team in this list is Vassar Sullivan number 12 Lexus RCF GT3 car with Frankie Montecalvo and Parker Thompson. The second team in this list is AWA car number 13 with the Chevy Corvette GT3. The drivers are Ori Fidani and Matt Bell. The third entry confirmed is the 023 Triarci Competizione, which is an endurance team but will be competing at Road America. A Ferrari 296 GT3 will be used, and its driver lineup is with Onofrio Triarci and Alessio Rovera. The next one is the Heart of Racing team number 27 with an Aston Martin Vantage AMR GT3 Evo, and its driver lineup is with Zachary Robichon returning to the team and will compete alongside Roman De Angelis. Now the Korthoff Preston Motorsports number 32. There will be a change in the driver lineup because Kenton Koch will be replacing Mike Skeen and will drive alongside Michael Grenier in the Mercedes car. At Conquest Racing number 34 with a Ferrari 296 GT3 car, the team will have Manny Franco and Albert Costa Balboa. Now Wayne Taylor Racing with Andretti number 45. In this team, we will also have a driver lineup change because the Lamborghini factory driver Sandy Mitchell will be replacing Kyle Marcelli and joining Danny Formal in this car. The only Mustang in the GTD class, the Proton Competition number 55, Corey Lewis and Gianmarco Leverato are the drivers. And now the only Acura GT3 team with the Gradient Racing number 66. The team will have a lineup with Sheena Monk and Stephen McAleer. And here comes the Winward Racing number 57 with a Mercedes car, which is the current leader in the GTD class. The team will have Russell Ward and Philip Ellis as the drivers. The next team is the Inception Racing number 70 with a McLaren car. Brendan Iribe and Frederick Schandorf are the drivers selected for the Road America round. Now the 78 Forte Racing with a Lamborghini car. The drivers are Laura Spinelli and Misha Goikberg. And here comes MDK Motorsports number 86 with a Porsche car. The drivers confirmed are Karong Lee and Anders Fjordbach. Now the penultimate team in this list is Turner Motorsport number 96, the only one to use a BMW M4 GT3 at the GTD class. Robbie Foley and Patrick Gallagher are the drivers. And finally the Wright Motorsports number 120 with a Porsche car. Adam Adelson and Elliot Skier are the drivers. Number 2, GTD Pro. There will be 10 cars confirmed for the Road America round. So let's discover the GTD Pro drivers. Beginning with the Corvette Racing by Pratt Miller with 2 cars. First the car number 3, which will have Alexander Sims and Antonio Garcia. In the sister car number 4 is Nicky Katzberg and Tommy Milner remains there. Now Paul Miller Racing. This team uses a BMW M4 GT3 and will have Brian Sellers and Madison Snow. The car number 9 Pfaff Motorsports with a McLaren 720S GT3 Evo will have Marvin Kirchhofer and Oliver Jarvis. The next team is Vassar Sullivan number 14 with a Lexus car. The team will have Ben Barnicoat and Jack Hawksworth. Now let's talk about the number 23 Heart of Racing team with an Aston Martin car. Alex Riberas returns to the team and will compete alongside Ross Gunn. The next team is the Ford Multimatic Motorsports. First the car number 64 with Harry Tinknell and Mike Rockenfeller. And for the car number 65, the drivers are Joey Hand and Dirk Muller. The penultimate team is the Conquest Racing number 35, which will be returning at the GTD Pro class after competing at Detroit round with a Ferrari 296 GT3. Daniel Serra and Giacomo Altoe are the drivers. And finally the last team in the GTD Pro lineup is the AO Racing team number 77, which will be using a Roxy livery. Julian Anlauer joins the team replacing Seb Priol, which will be involved with the Multimatic projects and will be competing alongside Lauren Heinrich. Number 3, LMP2. There will be 12 cars competing at the LMP2 class with 2 changes to the lineup. The first change is the CrowdStrike Racing by APR, number 04, being absent after the blackout involving the CrowdStrike. And we need to remember that George Kurtz is the CEO of the company. And the second change is the JDC Miller number 79 being included. So let's check now all the drivers. So first of all, let's start with the United Autosport. At the car number 2, the drivers are Ben Keating and Ben Hanley. And at the number 22, Paul Di Resta is back after being absent at the CTMP round and will compete alongside Dan Goldberg. The next team is Tower Motorsports with car number 8. Charlie Eastwood also returns after not competing at Canada due to the WEC round in Sao Paulo and joins John Ferrano at the team. The fourth entry is the TDS Racing number 11 car. Mikkel Jensen is also back after competing at Sao Paulo at WEC instead of the Canadian round in IMSA and joins Stephen Thomas. The next team is the number 18 Era Motorsport. Once again we will have Stuart Wiltshire and Ryan Dalziel at the team. At the car 20 MDK by High Class Racing, the drivers will still be Dennis Anderson and Seth Lucas. The next car is the number 33 Sean Creech Motorsport, the only one to use a Ligier prototype at the LMP2 class. Joao Barbosa remains, but Lance Wilsey will be replaced by Tonis Casemets. The next team is the Inter Europol by PR1 Mathiasen Motorsports car number 52 with Nick Boole and Tom Dillman as the drivers. At the 74 car Riley, Gar Robinson and Felipe Fraga are the drivers. Now the JDC Miller Motorsports number 79, which is the new team joining the grid this year at IMSA LMP2 class. Jerry Kraut and Scott Andrews are the drivers. So the penultimate team in this list, the number 88 Richard Mill AF course. Nicholas Nielsen is also back after not competing at CTMP due to the 6 hours of Sao Paulo in WEC and will be competing alongside Luis Perez Companc. And finally the number 99 AO Racing Spike. Paul Luchatin is also returning due to competing in WEC instead of IMSA at CTMP and will join PJ Hyatt. Number 4, GTP. And finally let's talk about the GTP, which is the top class of the IMSA Weathertech Sportscar Championship. There will be 10 cars competing at Road America. Now let's check all the drivers. So first of all let's start with the Cadillac Racing operated by Chip Ganassi car number 01. The drivers confirmed are Renger van der Zonde and Sebastian Bourdais. And at the Whelen Cadillac Racing car number 31, Jack Aitken and Pipo Dirani are the drivers. The next team is Porsche Penske Motorsport with 2 cars. At the 6, Matthew Jaminet and Nick Tandy will be the drivers, while the GTP Championship leader car number 7 will have Dane Cameron and Felipe Nasser. Now let's talk about Wayne Taylor Racing with Andretti with also 2 cars. First the car number 10, the team will have Felipe Albuquerque and Ricky Taylor. And at car 40, Jordan Taylor and Louis Delatraz will be the drivers. The next team is BMW M Team RLL. The German manufacturer will also have only 2 cars. First the car number 24 with Jesse Krohn and Philip Eng. And at the car number 25, Connor De Filippi and Nick Yellowly are the drivers. And here comes the car number 5 from Proton Competition. John Maria Bruni and Bent Viskel are the drivers. And finally the number 85 JDC Miller Motorsports. Richard Westbrook and Tijman van der Helm are the drivers. So these are all the drivers which will be competing at the Road America in IMSA. So who's gonna win the race next week? Which team are you going to support? So tell below in the comment sections. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel to not lose more videos about IMSA and WEC. We see you in the next videos.